Please, sir, Paddy West. Where I can find this man, Paddy West?
Paddy West. You'll find him up that way, sir.
Mr. Kerr!
Thank you.
Top of the morning to you, Captain. Captain, there's something you really got to...
Come on now, spit it out. I haven't got all day.
Well, it's the crew for the New York run here. Well, rather it ain't, if you get my drift.
No, I'm damned if I don't.
Sir, they thought you was master of the ship.
How did they reckon that?
Then they hears from Mr. Burgess, morning, that you've busted arm, and the new master is to be Mr. Blake. Then they sort of, well, went.
Went? What, all of them?
Lord, bless your life. No, sir. Just the 7 in the starboard watch. Mr. Blake has enemies. Unless he likes you first off, life isn't really...
When did they go?
First light. Of course, if Captain Blake had been here, they wouldn't have dared.
You're standing here gossiping like a fishwife. Now you go and find me 7 men that aren't scared of Blake.
Aye, Captain.
And Rhino, try Margammer's and all the other crimping houses.
I understand Onedin is sailing with him.
Aye, he's got to be in his bonnet about some damn thing. Ship's nearly loaded. We're sailing 24 hours.
Where is Blake?
Well, he's burying his brother in Carlisle. Fancy being buried in Carlisle.
Right you are. All hands on deck. Now, there's a pleasing sight. We're devils. We'll go over 1 or 2 more things that'll be of phenomenal use to you on your voyage. Shall we do that? You don't understand a word I'm saying. Because you're ignorant foreigners. Ain't that so?
Aye, aye, Captain.
Well done, you witless creature. Is he not a witless creature?
Aye, aye, Captain.
Well, that's very good, you ugly great monster.
Paddy West?
That's me. Who the hell are you?
What's the matter?
Is that so? You'd best sit down then. Join the other poor ignorant devils, you poor ignorant devil.
Not so ignorant. I speak English, so you be careful.
Oh, aye. Speak English. Well, that's a change.
My wife and I want to get to New York. People say you could help us.
Sorry, friend. No women.
Could be worth your while.
Ah, the times I've heard that. You sold that ring, you could travel on a passenger ship.
There could be difficulties.
You mean you'd never get past the immigration at Ellis Island? It's a common enough problem. But that's where I come in. I teach you enough to pass as a seaman. Don't I, my friends? And then I get you a berth on a cargo ship. Cargo ships don't stop at Ellis Island. You work your passage and walk off the other end, in the very heart of New York. And no questions asked. Comprende?
I understand. How much it cost?
Very little. Half your wages.
Is fair. You take us.
A woman?
Yeah.
To be sure, that's a little novelty. Not least for her.
You could teach us all we need to know.
By the time I finish with you, the Lord Nelson himself would take you for a seaman. Right then. Will I cut her hair? Or will you do that yourself?
No!
Yes, little lady. Them long tresses might just give you away.
New York. Not thinking of opening an office there, are you, Uncle?
Just a little bit of business I had in mind.
What's your cargo out?
Railway iron, mostly.
On the return trip?
Well, now that you bought Daniel's mill, I fancied you for some cotton.
Ah, the place down here eats the stuff.
Ah, well, then the Christian Radic's ideal. How about 500 tons, eh? I'll buy at a good price.
And the rate?
Oh, 5 shillings below the Fraser line. You'll not do better.
Settled.
What sort of cotton?
South Carolina's my preference. Holds the moisture. Now tell me the real reason for your trip to New York, Uncle.
When I get back here, while I remember, you might tell Charlotte that it's been nigh on a fortnight since we've seen young Robert.
Well, you know where we live, Uncle.
Well, it's Letty mostly. Here, Why not bring him round for Sunday lunch?
Can Anne come too?
Aye.
Only you never seem to mention her.
Oh, proud father rising up, eh?
Aye, just a little. Carolina Cotton then.
Aye.
Oh, and would you give Aunt Letty a message for me? Tell her that if she ever gets tired of that factory of hers, give me first refusal.
Those 2 Yankee clippers that sailed yesterday took the lot. All my gammon had left was a one-armed Chinese cook.
He's not gonna like that one bit.
Morning, gentlemen.
Morning, sir.
I take it we're all set for tomorrow, otherwise we wouldn't be standing about idle.
7 hands short, sir.
Then you'd best jump to it, Captain Baines.
Kirk's already been round all the crib houses, sir.
Was an able-bodied man to be had.
Well, you haven't looked very hard.
Of course, if I was master on this voyage, sir, we'd have men queuing up.
Pity you aren't, then.
Now, that could be arranged. It's nearly...
Best put it back, Will. I want you in one piece.
With respect, sir, Napoleon conquered Europe with one arm.
Aye, and look what happened to him.
Damn it, there must be some around. Look, I'll find you 7 men.
Well, seeing as you're the reason they disappeared in the first place.
Don't tomorrow. They'll be here, and that's a promise.
Now, that's the kind of talk I like to hear.
Fine words, Mr. Burgess. I believe it when I see it.
In that case, I'd better start now. Good day to you.
Remember, 2 arms, 2 legs, each.
You'll end up with that one-armed Chinese.
Well, I hope for your sake he does better than that.
Charlotte? Charlotte? It's rather warm for a fire, isn't it?
I'd noticed.
Well, now, what have you done with yourself this morning?
Nothing.
Charlotte, this has got to stop.
William came to see his son. We turned him away. He died.
You make it sound inevitable. As if we had some part in his death.
Hadn't we?
No.
Can't you see how badly you treated him? He came to see his son, not to steal away your wife. But then you always were jealous of William.
That is not true, Charlotte. Now, believe me, I'm deeply sorry for what has happened. But William will not claim a posthumous victory in this house.
You may try to forget him. I cannot.
Oh, for heaven's sake, I don't ask you to forget him. Merely that you consider me for once.
I didn't even go to the funeral.
Are you sure you want all this work done, Mrs. Onedin?
I wouldn't be wasting your time on a whim, Mr. Copeland.
Oh, well, I can understand you protecting the building itself, but with this canteen, enlarging windows, putting in a stove, I mean, it don't come cheap, missus.
I didn't expect it to.
Then there's the roof. Slates need renailing. Guttering and downpipes. Well, you get away with them for a couple of more years.
I want you to do the lot.
Well, lucky lads, that's all I can say.
Women, Mr. Copeland.
Women? It's plain daft. I mean, I don't want to do myself out of a job, but...
Then stop behaving as if you do.
Well, it's, £300 so far, excluding cooking range. Still, it's your money, Mrs. Onedin.
Aye, it is, Mr. Copeland.
And like as not, you'll be passing it on to the customer same as I do. There's just one thing you're forgetting, ma'am.
What's that?
Will they appreciate it? Now, take your husband's line of work, for example. Conditions on his ships won't change because the men who sail them are all thieving rascals. If he was to give them feather beds and clean linen, they'd steal it soon as look at it. Now, your women...
Are not thieving rascals, Mr. Copeland.
Paddy West.
There's a bright, honest face. What can I do for you, sir?
I want 7 men.
Oh, dearie me.
I was put on to you as someone who could find a crew at short notice, like for tomorrow at dawn. But if you're going to disappoint me...
What would be your port of destination?
New York. Every sailor's willing to sign for New York.
Well, I can only promise to do my best. With such short notice. Will you call back at dawn tomorrow?
On the off chance, no, I will not.
Because it'd be a shame for you not to show up when I had the 7 all lined up and waiting. You're a master yourself, then?
Aye. Seth Burgess, owner and master of the Black Pearl.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet a young go-ahead adventurer like yourself, Captain. Dawn tomorrow, then. And you'll bring their advances with you. £5 a head.
Listen, I want experienced men, my friend.
Heavens above, sir. They'll be old hands.
Good, because I've a terrible long memory.
Very wise you are to have that.
You saw Copeland, then?
Yes. He sends his regards.
Well, he would, wouldn't he? Wants as much business as he can get.
He was just being civil, James.
Did he say when he'd start?
The end of the month.
Well, so long as you know what you're doing. You know my opinion.
Yes, but it's a waste of money.
You know, you could sell that business. You know Samuel's after it.
Is he?
Aye. He's the one link in his chain that's missing. Got me to bring him back cotton. Got the mill to produce the cloth. He's got his department store to sell it. All he needs now is your sweatshop to make the stuff up.
It is not a sweatshop.
No, it'll be more like a rest home by the time you're finished.
Was he serious?
Aye. Oh, he's a good lad, is Samuel. Got his fingers into everything.
In other words, a true Onedin.
No, wrong with Samuel. Oh, like, is that the time? I promised Elizabeth I'd meet her in the office. Luke, I'll be a bit late tonight. I've got a lot of work to do.
She won't be needing any supper.
No! No. Tell Mrs. Gibson to leave me out somewhere cold, will you? Don't wait up for me.
James,
What?
are you staying out late on purpose?
How do you mean?
You know full well what I mean. If I didn't love you so much... Well, it isn't easy for me either, James.
Well, I know. Look, we'll talk about it when I get back.
Oh, Myra, I hardly call that a port.
Quite. But could you get in there?
Oh, we get in right enough. Traction engines, you say?
To be used for agriculture, road building, etc. But they are needed before the monsoon breaks. Now, here is the quantity and the rate I have suggested.
Yeah, it's a good rate. Trouble is, you see, our ship could be held up there. Hurricanes, typhoons. What about a little extra to sweeten it?
You're a hard man, Captain.
Say 250 guineas extra.
Perhaps I'd have done better to have dealt with your clerk. Oh, very well. Shall we go across to the exchange? Sign the contract.
Good afternoon, Captain Baines.
Oh, good afternoon, Lady Fox. Mr. Onedin, sir.
Baines?
Captain Baines was looking very pleased with himself.
Right. Now, where was I? Ah, yes, Long Island. Now, what do you say?
Well, it all sounds very interesting, James.
It's a whole new development, and I want to be part of it. Like as not, when this is finished, this will be the most valuable bit of land in the world.
And they're building houses already?
Aye, to serve New York. Great big places, warehouses, railway yards. Now, the bit that I'm interested in is here at Baldwin's Bay, owned by 2 brothers. Now, that's what I'm after. Come in with me.
Whenever you're generous, James, my mind starts working at double speed.
Oh, that's a nice thing to say to your brother. And here's me, trying to do you a favour.
I'm teasing you.
I know. It's good to see you in the mood for it. One thing and another, you've been through quite a storm, haven't you, sister?
I'm managing, James.
Right. Well, then. Shall we buy that land?
No. No, I think I'll decline this one, James, but thanks for the thought.
You'll regret it.
Your turn.
It's crazy.
You want to see New York on your hind legs? And again. Right. Now you can truthfully say you've been around the horn. Twice.
It's still crazy.
Ah, Captain Burgess, will you look at this fine body of men?
Is this them?
Beggars can't but choosers, sir.
You there? What was your last voyage?
Newfoundland, Indian tickle.
And you?
Port of Cabello.
Good sailors, but hard men. Work like slaves, a will. But most of them has a past.
I don't give a damn for their past, man.
And quite right you are. They do.
Don't have a look of seamen about them.
Lord, sir, they're experienced hands, every one. This man, I'll pick him at random. Have you not been round the horn very recently?
2 times.
There you are, sir. And that goes for most of the others, too.
Well, I'll take your word for their proficiency, Mr. West, but bear in mind
That you've a terrible long memory. Rely on me. That'll be 7 advances, sir. And a very pleasant voyage to you.
Follow me.
Letty.
Oh, James.
Oh, no need to sit up.
What time is it?
5 o'clock in the morning.
Time to say goodbye.
Aye.
Must you go just yet?
Letty, when I get back, there will be more time for you and the house. We will talk about things. And I love you.
So Captain Blake didn't turn up then? Nothing could please you more.
Well, I'll not deny I'm looking forward to it.
Take care.
Good morning, Baines. You're up early.
Seeing as how Blake's held over in Carlisle, sir.
Very generous of you, but you're not to worry. I'll do your job and you do mine. Contracts, that's what we need.
We got one yesterday, sir. Traction engines.
One, eh? That won't pay the wages. Morning, Seth.
I see you got the crew, then.
I did.
Good man.
You see, Baines, enthusiasm, energy counts for a lot these days.
Morning, chap.
We all set, Mr. Kirk?
We are indeed, sir.
Those two, why are they hanging about?
You there. Get below.
Sir.
I told you to get below. What's your name?
What's over?
Well, it's over. This is Mr. Kirk. Yeah, he's the first mate. When he says jump, you jump. Understand?
I understand, sir. But this is not steamship.
Oh, we've a clever one here, sir.
Steamship, New York. Sailing ship, New York. Someone lies to me.
Get below!
Goodbye, Baines. Look after that arm of yours. You, Burgess, make sure that steamer gets back into commission.
I will, Mr. Onedin. Have a good voyage. Buy your breakfast, Captain Baines.
I ain't hungry.
You need both hands with that crew by the look of some of them. Still, it's the best I can do in the time.
Where did you conjure 'em up?
Ah, secret supply.
A holiday? Now that is a good idea, Elizabeth.
Oh, just for a short while. I feel the need to get away.
Of course you do.
And now that I've promoted Mr. Dunwoody to general manager...
He's such an efficient man.
Yes. It's been good talking to you, Sarah.
That's because talking is the only way towards recovery. And I speak as a committed talker. You shared too little of your grief, Elizabeth.
perhaps.
Only you can dictate when you will recover. No one can do it for you. Of course, I was lucky to find Mr. Pilgrim. He guided me. If you wish, I could
No,
ask...
I don't think so. Thank you, Sarah.
Oh, well, then you must find your own way. But if it's any comfort to you, Mr. Pilgrim has already been in touch with William.
What?
He had one message only. He said he had provided. Does that make any sense to you?
No. No, I'm afraid it doesn't, Sarah.
Oh, well, never mind. All will be revealed in time. Now, I really must make my way home. I did enjoy our talk, though.
Don't you find it awfully lonely, Sarah, living in that great big house?
Oh, it's something one gets used to. Bye, Elizabeth.
Just back from the exchange?
Aye. Not much moving on the floor today. Still, I managed to pick up 500 tons of steel plate, Swansea to Belfast.
But nothing big. Nothing like these traction engines to Amara.
So you've been looking through that, have you? That's what I call a contract. Onedin himself couldn't have done better.
I think he'd have turned it down.
What? Rubbish. Look at the rate I got and 250 guineas on top. There it is, look, large as life.
Reckon you were too busy reading the large print. Look at the small stuff. You've guaranteed to deliver that cargo onto the quayside.
So?
O'Mara's got no lifting gear. Neither has the ship. So how are you planning to get those traction engines out of the hold and onto the quayside?
Well,
Reckon they must weigh 50 tons apiece, those engines.
I got it. We dock at Karachi, take 'em up by rail.
What rail?
That's right, there's no rail. Damn it, why couldn't you found this out before she sailed?
I was busy.
Yeah, busy with them blasted drawings of yours.
Don't think Mr. Onedin's going to be very pleased, Captain Baines.
Bosun! I want that sail reef today, not tomorrow! And get that damn one off the yard before he breaks his neck!
Yes, good. Keep moving then. You'll be on a daggy, don't watch it. Bring him in from the end there.
What's all the kerfuffle about? If that man's a sailor, I'm a Dutchman, sir. Look at him. He's a ruddy milksop of a landlubber.
Get that damned idiot down! And if he won't come, kick him off!
It's the starboard watch, sir. They're useless. Any idea where Captain Burgess picked them up, sir? He said they were good sailors. Then someone pulled the wool over his eyes. I've got both watches on deck. You only need to look around. Starboard watch stands out a mile. I remember that one. Damn me, but he's got that bag on deck again. Bag? What bag? That bag there, sir. Carries it around with him everywhere. I've told him again and again to get it below.
Whatever! You've had your last chance! That bag's going over the side! What's this? Sleepings for off duty, lad! Get up! Get up! Put it down, you scum! Put it down! Well, shift yourself! Right, my beauty. A word in your ear, below.
Mr. Kirk?
I think we're in the presence of a lady. Right. Which of you speaks the Queen's English? Seek for the lady, Mr. Kirk. I said, any of you speak English?
I speak.
Good. Anybody else? You?
Little.
Ever been to sea before?
Swedish Navy.
More like Paddy West's Navy. How about you?
Ruski, sir.
Oh, anybody here speak Ruski?
A little.
Oh, anything else?
French, Turkish, a little Italian.
Clever little sticks. Right then. You can tell this lot that they joined up as seamen, and by heck, that's what they're going to be. I don't care how you do it. But you're in charge of making them understand.
Don't worry, sir. I'll have them working so hard they'll never want to go to sea again.
Yes, I thought you might, Mr. Kirk.
Sir, Ellis Island. We not go there.
Oh, so that's it. Well, maybe we do and maybe we don't.
If we do not go to Ellis Island, I make sure they work.
Don't give any promises. Get them up on deck, Mr. Kirk.
Move!
Lady can stay down here.
Chop, chop, vamoose! Bosun, assign each of these men to a regular hand. Have them learn and slave until their bones creak.
Sir, I will speak with you.
You.
All right, Mr. Kirk. I want a word with him.
Right, sir.
You seem more like a man used to giving orders than obeying them.
Count Orsova. Countess.
County? Where are you from?
Rumelia. My castle was burned down in war with Bulgaria.
Who are you running away from?
Friends of those responsible, Turks. Orsova hang them.
I see.
Now Orsova start new life. As farmer in America. But problem. Countess is with child.
Oh, well. Should be safer in here than in the forecastle.
Good. It's best you stay down here in cabin.
And now you keep your side of the bargaining. Up top, if you please.
Aye, aye, Captain. But, sir, if Orsova keep order, he must have sword.
Is that how you used to keep order in Rumelia? Very well, here's your sword. Oh, but remember, your wife stays here.
Well, don't you think that Letty has furnished the house beautifully,
I
Elizabeth?
do indeed, Sarah. I'm most impressed.
Come now, it was Sarah who chose most of the materials. Oh, excuse me.
I'll answer it, Mrs. Gibson.
How do you think she's looking?
Quite well. But you're right, Sarah. She does need more company.
Let me introduce you. Lady Fogarty, Mrs. Robert Onedin. This is Mr. Frederick Pettifer.
Representing Claydon, Caldecott and Brown.
Who are they?
London solicitors, ma'am. I feel sure you must have heard of us.
No.
Oh. Well, I do apologize for this intrusion, but I called first at your house, Mrs. Onedin, and it was there that I learned of my error. But I was told I might find you here.
What error?
I was seeking a Mr. Robert Onedin.
Perhaps you'd care for a cup of tea, Mr. Pettifer.
Indeed I would, yes.
Please sit down.
Thank you.
There is another Robert Onedin, Mr. Pettifer, but he is only 2 years old.
As I have since learned, yes. He has been left a considerable legacy by your late departed son, William. You see, it was the wording of the bequest that caused the confusion. To my kinsman, Robert Onedin. Of course, I now realize that whereas I first thought the wording to be rather vague, your son was actually being extremely delicate in not naming himself as the child's natural father.
Perhaps a little more delicate than you're being just at the moment, Mr. Pettifer.
Oh, I do crave your indulgence for my plain speaking, Lady Fogarty. I naturally assumed that as you are all so closely related.
Take sugar, Mr. Pettifer.
Please. Well, if you could perhaps tell me the whereabouts of your son and, I believe, your daughter?
Stepdaughter.
Yes.
I don't think I can allow that.
I beg your pardon, ma'am?
This is a matter calling for extreme delicacy, sir.
Oh, indeed, yes.
Then I must insist that I be the bearer of this news.
Yes, I think you're absolutely right, Sarah.
He has provided. William has provided.
Of course.
£20,000.
Left in trust for young Robert. Now, is that not heartwarming news?
I suppose I should feel moved by the gesture.
Indeed you should, Samuel. It was a very noble gesture on William's part.
Almost as if he knew he was going to die.
Oh, that is utter nonsense, Charlotte.
Well, then why else would he make a will?
Oh, for heaven's sake, everyone makes a will. Who else should he have left his money to?
He was trying to make up for his past behaviour, and that's obviously why he wanted to talk to me.
You don't know that for sure, dear.
Oh, in my heart I do.
I thought you'd both be pleased by my news. Surely there's no need for you to be so bitter, Samuel.
Bitter? Don't you see, Mother? Every time I deal with that trust, it will be a cruel reminder to me.
Osterman, who have you nominated for lookout?
Majeski. No, let's send the suite.
Again, sir?
Again.
Captain's orders. Send up the Swede.
No.
Do as captain orders. You've had him up there doing double duty for 10 days now, sir.
Signed on as a seaman, didn't he? Besides, he has the sharpest pair of eyes on board the ship.
Well, you can see the advantages immediately, ma'am. No piston for a start, but rather these revolving drums with blades set in them at an angle. So when the steam presses against them, the whole thing revolves inside the cylinder.
There's a whole series of drums.
Yes, to make use of expansion. Now, that is where the idea becomes economical. No waste, no heavy parts moving up and down, cheaper to run. Less run taken up by the engine.
You have sat at home and burned the midnight oil, haven't you, Captain Burgess?
More of a hobby, Lady Fogarty.
But why did you bring it to me?
Well, my own ship, the Black Pearl, is being repaired and fitted with a steam winch in your yards. And from what I heard, I understood you were always willing to listen to new ideas.
Naturally. Well, I find these plans quite ingenious. And I will, of course, pass them on to my Marine Superintendent for his comments.
I'd be most grateful, ma'am.
You do understand, though, Captain Burgess, that this idea of yours is hardly original.
I am aware that Sir Charles Parsons took out a patent for a reaction turbine last year. However, this does have certain advantages. I wonder,
Yes?
might I offer you dinner this evening?
What on earth for?
So that I might explain the plans in more detail.
Captain Burgess, may I remind you that I am a married woman and that I do not dine alone with men I scarcely know.
Lady Fogarty, I feel you have misinterpreted my invitation.
Indeed, I hope that I have, Captain Burgess. Good day.
Lady Fogarty,
Good
please...
day, sir.
Where the devil you been? I've been looking for you all the afternoon.
Making a fool of myself, it would seem.
You don't need to take the afternoon off to do that. This here's your handwriting, isn't it?
What's wrong with it?
7 advances paid, who to?
My secret supplier.
A lump sum to one man.
Aye, lump sum. What's the trouble?
Mr. Patrick West.
How'd you know?
Paddy West. That serves Onedin damn well right.
Well, what's the matter?
Well, that lot you got, they ain't seamen, they're dross. Paddy deals in all the scum of the earth, anyone wanting to go to America.
Emigrants? It's easy enough. Very few get turned back.
Except those wanted for murder, rape, robbery, treachery. Plenty of them get turned back at Ellis Island and double quick sharp.
You mean those 7 I'll kill him?
Oh, no, you won't. I will. I promised Paddy I'd break his neck if he ever tried this with the Onedin line.
love of God, what are you?
I thought so, my friend.
But what of it? There's none of us here who are what they say they are.
I'm Count Orsava, that is the truth.
Yeah. How did you find me out?
Now, what you pray. Left, right is wrong. In Russia, they go right, left.
Who are you? Fuller. Sam Fuller. That means nothing to you, mate, but all England knows the name of Sam Fuller.
Why?
You wouldn't want to know. You just take my word for it.
I say nothing about you.
You better not.
In America, we begin again, all of us.
Listen, Onedin shoves us all off into this island. Then I, for one, will be sent back to the gallows. Him as well. Only he's got plans, he has.
Plans?
Swede. Yeah. Speaks English as well, mate. Eden's had him up there doing double lookout for so many days now, he's beginning to think like a bird. Only he don't think it's funny. He's sworn to get his revenge. As soon as New York pops up on the horizon.
Onedin?
Yeah. You got any idea when we're going to get to New York?
Yes.
When?
Mr. Onedin say at dawn tomorrow.
Well, we better pray he don't stop off at Ellis Island.
Yes. Yes, I pray for that.
Mr. Kirk!
What's up, sir?
You want it down here. Damn Swede
devil?
tried to kill me. Put him in the sail locker.
Now him.
Mr. Kirk. The Count, I think, has just saved my life.
Captain. Sir, if we do not stop at Ellis Island now...
Mr. Kirk, we'll dock at the J Street terminal.
Aye, aye, sir.
Thank you, sir. Now Orsova and the captain are even.
What's the date?
15th, why?
Onedin should be home soon. I think it's high time I had a word with Mr. Patrick West.
Want me to come?
No, I can handle it. Oh, good morning, Lady Fogarty. Can I help you?
No, thank you, Captain Baines. It's Captain Burgess I wish to see.
Oh, well, in that case, I'll bid you good day, ma'am.
Good day, Baines. I've just spoken to my senior draftsman, Captain Burgess.
Oh.
He tells me that your plans contain certain ideas which Sir Charles Parsons might find interesting, not to say useful. Now, if I were to hand them over to him with my recommendations, well, who knows what might result?
Lady Fogarty, are you sure you don't mind?
Not in the least. And in return, I shall be delighted to accept your offer to dine, if the offer still stands.
Indeed it does. It will be a great pleasure.
Would it be too much to ask that my sister-in-law Sarah join us. Not as a chaperone, you understand, but she has so little chance of company.
By all means.
Good. Then I'll send my carriage for you at 7. Until then, Captain Burgess.
Until then, Lady Fogarty.
Captain Baines. How's your poor arm, sir?
Itching to wrap itself round your neck, Paddy.
Will you listen to the man? Have I offended you, Captain, in some way?
Aye, because I reckon you fitted out the Christian Radic with a load of greenhorns.
Never. No, sir, never, 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 never. We have the gentleman's agreement between us.
Does the name Captain Burgess mean something to you?
Huh? His own ship, he said.
Did you ask him?
Well, no, I did not. But if a man comes begging for a crew, surely to God he must be the master. Is he one of yours?
Well, not exactly, but all the same, I'll have those 7 advances, and then I'll call it quits and resist the urge to break the furniture.
The hell you will. The advances are spent feeding the poor ignorant devils.
I can't help that. I'll have it one way or the other. Come on.
How's a poor man with a broken wing likely to steal money away from me? I've told you before, Will. You're too ready with a threat, you are.
I want that money. Now, give it to me.
Tell you what I will do. Give you the chance to win it back. Fair and square.
Do you know the meaning of the words?
I'll stake them advances and we'll run a book on a one-arm wrestling match. Does that suit you?
Just you name the day.
Allow me to present my sister-in-law, Mrs. Onedin.
Honoured to meet you, ma'am.
Mr. Burgess, I've booked a table for 4 at Chantal's. I hope you don't mind.
Why, not at all. I had booked a table at Kerridge's, but no matter. A table for 4, Lady Fogarty.
We have yet to call upon Sarah.
Sarah? But I thought...
Oh, this is my other sister-in-law, Mrs. Letty Onedin, wife of your partner, James. I advise you to be most attentive towards her.
I hope you don't mind my joining the party.
Surely I must be the only man in England with an escort of 3 ladies this evening.
The very stuff reputations are made of, Mr. Burgess.
Lady Fogarty, do excuse me, Mrs. Onedin. I have a favour to ask, lest I forget. Do you have a ship in the Arabian Sea at the moment?
We have several. Why?
If by any chance one of them had lifting gear aboard, could it perhaps assist Captain Baines at O'Mara?
Captain Baines? But I only just saw him.
Oh, he's arranged a contract, ma'am, for traction engines to be delivered on the quayside.
Ah, and they've no way of lifting it out of the hold.
Exactly. Mr. Onedin, beg pardon, ma'am, was so anxious for the captain to secure a contract that he...
Captain Baines didn't read it fully. Poor man. He ought to be at sea. The office is no place for him.
I'll send a cable to Bombay diverting the William Deacon. What shall we say for the trouble? £250?
The very figure that sprang to my mind, ma'am. Morning, Mrs. Needham.
Good morning, Mr. Burgess. Captain Baines.
Morning, ma'am.
Has the Christian Radic docked?
The tug's bringing her in now, ma'am. Are you on your way to meet Mr. Onedin?
I am.
Would you kindly give him a message for me? Tell him I'm down Paddy West's, retrieving 7 advances. Now, he'll know what I mean. Bye, ma'am.
Drive on, coachman.
Surprised I'm to see you, Will. I'd have thought discretion was the better part of valor.
I thought you'd have been honest enough to hand back them advances, Paddy.
Me? Honest?
Not that it matters, because they'll soon be mine.
And here they are, then.
Gentlemen, the time is coming up to 12 noon, and I elect myself to start the match.
It's partiality.
Take your positions, please. Are you ready, gentlemen? You there, keep your eyes under the table. I want no fancy footwork from either. Now, ladies and gentlemen, a Chinese wrestling match between 2 of the most infamous characters of the Liverpool seaboard. On my left, Captain William Baines. On my right, publican Patrick West. Is the betting complete, Mr. Bernard?
Oh, come on, get on with it.
Link hands. Take up the strain.
Come on, Paddy.
Go. When I'm at home,
I spend most of my time working. When I'm away, I spend most of my time thinking of you.
What a lovely thing to say.
You make that sound as though I never compliment you.
This Paddy West's?
It is.
Looks like a roughneck of the woods.
I had best stay here. I'll not be gone long.
Come on, Paddy. That's it. Come on. You've got him now. We're back. Come on, Captain. Come on, Paddy. We're back. Hate him. Hate him. He's got it. Got him. Yes, he got it. Look, just hold on. You've got it. Just hold on. He'll tire. He'll tire.
A guinea on Paddy West.
It's Margot. He's got it. Come on, Paddy. Come on, Paddy. Come on, we're betting on you. Come on. Come on, Paddy. Come on, Paddy. Come on.
Thank you, Will. I think back to sea for you, where you keep out of mischief.